so we're going to start our new project. We've kind of wrapped up the painting, our basic painting, and basic sculpting of our dinosaurus. But now we're going to do a bipedal character. He can be a gnome or an elf or troll, alien, and let's see if I can find him. I'll have to go to file. Let's see if I can find my alien character. Should have him open already, sorry. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see. Not sure which is which. Oops. Crash ZSpheres. All right, let's open up ZSpheres again. Okay. And go to file open. We've done him a number of times in here. I think I've converted him into several different types of creatures, from troll to alien. There we go. Ta-da! Let's look at some tools. All right, you can see I have more subtools this time. His rank, his shirt. He doesn't really have pants, although I just kind of put a shirt over it so it looked like he had pants. He's got shoes, so we can separate things, and that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to use a feature called extract, which is really handy for that kind of stuff. And you're going to do your own face, and you know, if you want antennas or pointy ears. A number of these have been done over the centuries. Let's see if I have any I can show you really quick. I know there's a couple in here. Let's see if we can find one. All right, here's one. Although it's all distorted, you can kind of see what she did there. She gave him clothes and armor, and a hat, and a bunch of other stuff. Same one. There might be multiple copies. Oh, there's a better version that's not distorted. So you can see what she did with her Tin Man. I think it's like a Tin Man. And it's another dino. Tin Man. Tin Man. There's another one in here. I don't know what happened to him. If I find it, I'll show you guys in class. Anyhow, you're going to paint this guy too. I do have a painted version of this somewhere. I want to see if I can find him. I take off edit and clear this guy out. See if we can find the painted version of the alien. sort of mangled version. Let's get rid of him. I don't know what I did with it. I should have found it before I started this whole thing. I'm wasting time. Let's see. Gotta be in there somewhere. Let's see, Z lessons. Alien 3. Character skin. Face, hair. Clothes. Well, let's just try Alien 3. It's on February 28th, October. That was much later. Alright, we'll try that one. Excuse me. Hopefully I don't crash again because these are pretty big files. Alright, there he is. Whoops. Screwed it up. Oh, you know where he might be? He might be here. And the older, there he is. I did have it open. Alright, so let's see now. There's my subtools. You can see like I've separated everything. There's my naked alien. I'm in the older ZBrush. I'm gonna go to File, Save As. We'll call this Good Alien. $20.24, so we know what he is. And we'll see if we can open him up in a new ZBrush. And so this is the guy I'm going to kind of recreate. And I'll just show you, like, there's some other, I mean, if you want to make him look like a medieval guy in a tunic, or, you know, the Tin Man like she did, the cat student that I showed you, you can totally do all that. Alright, so let's go File, Open. Go to the desktop. Get added. Good alien. Good. Alright. Let's take a look at our subtools. They're all there. They don't show you everything all at once now. They kind of shorten the list there. So this is what we're going to do. It took me long enough, but we got there. So it's up to you. I'm going to show you how to use what's called ZSpheres. So let's clear this. And in the lightbox under projects, there are ZSphere critters that I showed you briefly. Here's a humanoid. And do not use this, okay? And basically with ZSpheres, you can, it creates like these stretchy cones that if I grab like this one, that you can create like basic anatomy. Sorry, I'm coughing so much. I just ate a jalapeno with my breakfast burrito. And so we're gonna make our own. Okay. Those are called ZSpheres. And what we do with ZSpheres is we put a skin on it, and then we start modeling. In fact, you know what? Let me open up another one. Like the gazelle is kind of cool. So let's say you modeled your gazelle, and you can see like how they're, you know, modeling their basic anatomy, basic creature. And you go to what's called adaptive skin, and it has a Dynamesh resolution, and you click make it, and then you also have a density that you can play with. It'll make it have more polygons, and then you go make adaptive skin, or you have a preview here that you can click on and see it first, and there it is. It looks just like, you know, how you brought your dyno in after we divided it. And then when you like the preview, you hit make adaptive skin. So Command N, clear the screen. We're going to start our own. So to find the Z-sphere, we go to our tools here, and it probably has a little golden simple brush or something on it, which is like a little golden S. And you'll find it right there, and you click on it, and you got all these basic shapes to work with. These are like your primitives like you have in Cinema 4D. And so there's Z-sphere, looks like a big red Pokeball. And what you do is you click and drag your Pokeball out. You want to keep it flat and straight like that, so you don't want to, like, you know, get it all crooked. And as soon as, just like when you brought in, you imported your model in, you want to go click edit. And then under transform, I'm going to go turn on symmetry. And then I can start doing my Z-spheres. Now, it has, I'm gonna move it up so it's floating above the grid. Or you know what, we'll just leave it there. It has a flaw where if your brush size is too big, you can't move the Z-spheres. So I'll show you. So I'm going to create shoulders. So I just click and drag. With symmetry, it does them both. And so you create like a main Z-sphere for each like joint, I guess. You know, shoulder joint, elbow joint, hand joint, the digits on the fingers, and the head and the butt and the neck and all that kind of stuff. And when like I want to create an arm here, I create a new Z-sphere off of that one, and then I go to move, and I move it. And see how it's stretching out fine, but with this size brush, eventually it's not. And I'm gonna have, and you wanna look at it from a side view because, you know, you might have it off the wrong angle or something. Remember, your shift key as you rotate will snap it to. Alright, and I'm on move up here at the top, so you just, you know, grab it and move it. And then I'm going to create and go back to draw a new Z-sphere. It doesn't matter if I go either or, but you kind of want to make sure you're selecting the right Z-sphere. See how the little circle sort of changes right here? Where, right there. When I touch it, it still kind of does it that way. That's how I drag out my new, so that'll be the wrist. And then now I'm going to try and move it, and I can move the other one. So I haven't encountered the problem yet, but I might. And I'm hoping, actually maybe I just ought to make my brush bigger so I do encounter the problem. Because I want you to see the one little flaw that happens. And so that's my wrist, that's my elbow, that's my shoulders. And then to do my hand, you can do either or. Let's see if we can screw it up here. I'm going to do a new Z-sphere for the thumb, and then one for the finger. We're going to go 3-finger here, or I guess 4 fingers. You know, you don't, doing 5 is not necessary, but you can do 5 if you want. He's an alien, a troll, an elf, who knows how many fingers they have. And so when I move it, you see, when I start moving it past like a certain, I start crossing over other Z-spheres, it turns invisible. You don't want to do that ever. And I'm actually able to move all these Z-spheres just fine. But if you can't ever move your Z-sphere and it just won't move, okay, and you want to make sure you see the Z-spheres, so try not to like bury or get that invisible look right there. That means you're like crossing over boundaries that you shouldn't be crossing over. So I want to move this one up here, and that one there, and that one there, and that one there. All right, so we're good doing our hands right now. This one's kind of wacky. And we will I'll just keep going, you know. So I want to do this Z-sphere right here, and it try to connect to the last one. And you have to be really, really careful when you're doing Z-spheres not to also create like a little itty bitty Z-sphere and then go back and create another one and bury it. And when that happens, you won't be able to make a skin over it. It will give you crap. And right now, see, it won't even let me move it now. See, like it's not getting that stretchy thing, it's just kind of stretching out the thumb. But this is the problem I was also talking about. It's the draw size is too big. And see, when I get the draw size of my brush down, I'm able to move it. And when I'm moving it, I can move it out of the way and see there's the little one. And how do I get rid of this little one? Well, I hold down my, see if I can remember. It's, I think it's the Option key. Let's move that out of the way. Hold down your Option key, and it should delete. Oh, I'm on move still. To delete that Z-sphere, my bad, I'm very sorry. You go back to draw. Oh shoot, I clicked off edit. And you hold down the Option key, and then there, delete it, thank God. You can delete a extra Z-sphere. So I'm back to draw, so I can create another Z-sphere for the last digit of my finger. If the brush size up here is too big, it sometimes won't let you go to move and actually move it. It'll just grab everything. Like here, it's not moving it. It's stretching it out from the last one, but it's not moving this new one right here at the end. That's because my brush is too big. So you gotta go down, and then if you go down in size, now I can stretch it out. And if you accidentally like I don't know, create, like you go back to draw and you created like an extra Z-sphere, and it's giving you all kinds of problems. So like when you later on, you'll discover when you go to make adaptive skin, it doesn't work because there's a Z-sphere buried in there. It's like, you know, an error. It doesn't know how to compute it. Well, it thinks you're like branching off into a whole new thing. And if it's out like this, it'll work. But if it's buried inside of another, you know, Z-sphere, it'll look like this. And then sometimes it's possible where you have completely enveloped it like that, and you don't know it's there. And you got to go to move, and you'll have to move it around until you find it, and then go back to draw, hold down your Option key, and click on it to delete it. And those are pretty much like the only flaws. Otherwise, it's a really really bitchin' tool to use to make models. I mean, it's invaluable. Especially if you're new at sculpting and you can't just like wing it and you have like instant cheetah or something. So I'm going to go to each one. I'm going to drag out another digit. I'm going to move. It stretches out just fine. We're going to wrap this one up. It might take me a longer video, but that way I don't have to do another one. So you kind of have to like constantly move it around to get that that right angle. And like you can make as many digits if you want. You want to make 5 finger, whatever. I mean, I don't care. It's your project. Okay. And then I kind of want to make, or try to want to get like all these kind of little knuckles and stuff evenly spaced if I can. Don't do that. If it disappears like that, you got to move it so that it's. And also, like, okay, this Z-sphere is massive. That's why it was being a problem. You have a scale up here at the top, and you can scale the Z-sphere down and then move it. All right. With me so far? So we got this groovy torso. We're grooving. All right, so I'm gonna do the legs now. Back to draw. Before I do the legs, though, we have to do the rest of the torso. And in that case, what I'm going to do is turn off transform, or symmetry. And I'm going to drag out a Z-sphere for the tummy, or the belly. And then I'm going to drag out another one for the butt. And, yeah. Some of you will be like the butt. I'm gonna make him kind of sort of dopey, pot-bellied. So something like that will work out really good for your particular alien character. And you'll get the hang of it on like how to like arrange your Z-spheres. Remember, Option key deletes the Z-sphere. But you got to be on draw to do it, otherwise it won't. Bloop. And big delete. So now I'm going to go turn back on symmetry to do my legs. Now, if you ever start working with this and the symmetry's all out of whack because you were just doing crazy stuff and not paying attention and dragging and going off and on symmetry, and you're like when you do your symmetry, one side is here and the other like point of the symmetry is way over there or something wacky, just delete it and start a new one. Easier to fix and just get better at it. That'll be his knee. So I'm going to move, and those are kind of his hips. His thighs, and then we'll do another one. There we go. You can kind of get it all arranged as you make it. And then his feet. I think I want to scale this Z-sphere down a little bit. It's too thick. And then go back to draw and do a heel. and then do, we'll just do a foot. You know, we're not going to do toes. All right. And then now lastly, we can, you know, kind of go in there and adjust all the stuff. We're going to do the neck and the head, so that means I need to turn off symmetry. All right, and so we'll do the neck, go to draw, and then we're going to do the head in a sort of different way. That'll be the bottom jaw. All right. That'll be the bottom of his jaw. I'll just keep repeating myself. That is the bottom of his jaw. That is the bottom of his jaw. That's going to be his chin, basically. And it's a little thick. When you scale, you just click on it and scale. So you go to scale up here, click on the thing, you drag with your mouse, scale. When you scale other things in ZBrush, it'll look different. We haven't really touched on that yet, but I think I did maybe a little bit. Go back to draw, and then this will be the top of his head. And we'll move that. And you can kind of see he has bad posture. So, if, you know, you can make your character fat, short, small, whatever. Do not steal the other ZBrush ZSphere figure. I see someone doing that, you get obliterated, and you're plagiarized, and it'll be red alert, and I'll have to go bankai and destroy you. All right, so let's look at it now. I think I have 1, 2, 3. I think my thumb is a little wacky, too. So I'm gonna go in there and kind of I also have more digits than I need. Oh, that's what I did. Just, you know, move your view if you can't, you know, grab it. So that is a little bit large. Let's scale it down. And then I guess, you know what, I'm gonna go turn back on. Okay, see, here's where I screwed up. See, like I was screwing around with it and I didn't have symmetry on. Now if I go back to symmetry, they're not gonna line up anymore. See, this one's off. That's what happens. You know, it kind of like it would be cool if I gotta undo all this crap now. Okay, it's back to normal. All right, so let's go turn on symmetry. It'd kind of be nice if it just like automatically sensed it or something, but I have extra digits here, which is what I didn't realize I had done, because I can't count. So I'm gonna try to just adjust the hand. And then posing it always can take a little bit of time. Alright, so I'm going to actually draw extra digits onto these since I already did it. Actually, I think it looks kind of better now that I added extra digits in there a little bit. Too big. Try to get them all to be the, you know, similar size. And then one last little digit here. Pinky. This pinky's broken. Gotta fix it. Broken pinky syndrome. Alright, and I think that's pretty good. Okay, remember, your brush size too big, you won't be able to grab these ZSpheres and move them around. Well, I just did it. But after you make like a new ZSphere and you try to, you know, move that ZSphere, see how like it's not letting me move it around. But if I go to a smaller brush, itty bitty brush, I can move the ZSphere. That's how it's supposed to move, like that, where it gets all stretchy. All right, and then if you go back to draw and you hold down your option key, you can delete the extra enemy ZSpheres. Okay, and I think he's a little bit too bow-legged now, so I'm gonna move those knees back together. Alright, my character's done. Now I'm ready to put skin on him. So we go down here to adaptive skin. You're going to bring your resolution up to around, I don't know, 16 to 2000. I would bring your density up to like 4 or 5. And then hit preview. And your goal is to make sure that you can't do anything else. See, if I zoom in, I can kind of like see like any issues, like there's some weird crap happening down there on his hip, so that's why they give you that preview. And so maybe I'll go to scale and scale up those hip bones. Oh, you know what? I don't have stinking symmetry on it. Oh, I do. Why was I doing that? That's weird. Oh, it was moving. Okay. And try to get that a little bit better. Alright, let's turn on preview again, right here. That's looking a little bit more decent. You can see how the chin and the butt and all that work out. If I can always make his head a little bit bigger. I'm on, this is your move, scale, rotate tool, which will appear. You don't need to touch that. When you're ready to make your Dynamesh take effect, you just have to click down here where it says make adaptive skin and then wait for it to process. Sometimes you'll see a timer bar up here for certain things. Make adaptive skin. I think I'm crashing. So let's see. get it to preview again. And once you make the adaptive skin, you should be able to start sculpting it. Well, you see when I took my density down a little bit, it reduced my resolution. But then you can always go to geometry and hit divide afterwards. I don't think my adaptive skin has taken place yet. Oh, up there, see where it says creating adaptive skin. We have to wait for it. I was being stupid and impatient. I don't know if I want to take forever to do that, but let's see. Alright, now that we have adaptive skin, let's see, we can start sculpting. So we have our adaptive skin. You can click off of that. And we can start, doing. I think it glitched a little bit when I made my adaptive skin, but it should be okay when you guys do it. And I'll do it in class 1,000 times. So, where is inflate? So you can go to change your brush size now, and make sure you use symmetry, and you can change his head, shoulders. You do the major anatomical stuff first, just like we did on our dino. Bigger hands. Make him Popeye the Sailor. Fix his posture a little bit. Thicken up his legs. Alright, and then we start doing all the other details, like the nose and lips and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really easy way to model characters with ZRush. You'll get the hang of it, no problem. So, depending on how much time, we're going to do a bipedal character, but maybe we'll do another creature too with ZSpheres just to have some fun with it. And then our last project of the universe will be the motion graphics animation that we do in cinema. So we are gonna go back to cinema. It's just not gonna be until we're done with all this ZBrush stuff. All right, so that ends the ZSpheres lesson. Sorry for screwing around in the beginning.